Me did young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for you, Pacuma Busia for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Aye easy, aye convenient, aye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover aye map pim. Tap send. Intienne. Also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Nefesi kakomu Busia for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Now let me take you guys to Nigeria. Let's do a little discussion before we do the part 2 of the show, where we'll be talking to the guys who are planning to sue God for whatever offense. You'll get to know later. A story on Ghana Web reads, Nollywood filmmakers advised against the promotion of money rituals. And I know this is a big deal when it comes to Nollywood movies. Money rituals. Now I'm going straight to the story. Then I'll come back to ask my people the questions. It says Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has admonished filmmakers to desist from promoting money ritual content in their movies. He believes that such stories have an impact on viewers who sometimes replicate what they see in Nollywood movies. Speaking during a media visit to the Daily Trust office in Abuja, Mr. Mohammed lamented the increase in ritual killings among the youth in some states in Nigeria. Now, the country's National Film and Video Censors Board have also been admonished to regulate such content. He said, many have also blamed Nollywood for featuring money rituals in some of its movies, saying this has negatively influenced the vulnerable youth. To mitigate this, I have directed the National Film and Video Censors Board, the body set up to regulate the film and video industry in Nigeria, to take this issue into consideration while performing its role of censoring and classifying films and videos. I have also directed the NFVCB to engage with stakeholders in the film industry in order to express the concerns of the government and Nigerians on the need to eschew money ritual content in their movies. Now the story continues that the minister cited a recent incident which involved some teenagers killing their female friend for rituals based on a scene they came across on social media. Another quotation from the minister. He said, one of them said they learned about using human parts for money rituals from social media. Of course, you are also aware of a case involving a female student of the University of Jos who was allegedly killed by her boyfriend for ritual purposes. These killings have been widely reported by the media. The fact that some of these ritualists said they learned their money-making tricks from some social media platforms has given a further flip to our campaign to rid social media of unwholesome content, said Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture. And this is the story we are about to look at today. Now, I'm happy I have some movie people with me who understand the ins and outs of the movie industry. Now, I see this as a restriction. Say, oh yeah, director, creative juices, airflow, or story about Ochro. Now, the restriction, but to supine, you cannot do a movie of this nature. And I'm asking my people that way a slow Jumanana in any way. Sammy, you are on set. Yeah, come on to start this. Yeah, for the Ghana. Now you say then cran is a high chromoa. Yes, you say money ritual can say of course the Kaswa story. Such a deal, should it come to Ghana? A bit restrictive or much more.
Okay, Sammy, this is a very great story. It will let our people in office understand what the movie makers can do. You see, this clearly shows Nigeria understand movie as a tool. A bit me abwa the society, and that is why the Nigeria government has involved in movie production and help the industry to grow.
Okay.
So, Sammy, even in Ghana here, Adia Buama Asofufo Omoye prophets. Obinim ne Wemu Ejuma Koso was film. Because
really?
Yes. Because at that time, Kumawood were shooting films with pastors like Apostle, that time Apostle John Pra, anyway, and they were
but wait, that man, did he start as an actor or he was?
He's a pastor.
Oh, he was a pastor
before. Yeah,
before
that
he started
Miracle discovered him at mountains.
Oh, now because I movie him no they.
No. Miracle at Ninkushia mountains, Bompire now, then the Bassa or then So you see, movie a tour it can easily influence the society. And see that time, not a coforge that for instance spiritual things in it because of the content about when you see a pastor fighting a demon and casting those kind of things. A man yes, a man for a booming the prophetic ministry.
Okay.
So as the minister is saying, they've known that this thing is actually happening in the country, and the movie makers
are contributing.
Yes, and they can also help. They can help us to stop this kind of wasting in our society. Okay. That's why
but sometimes I have this question. Say, movie in the movie, there is this money ritual thing, but it ends up bad for the person.
Yes.
And no. Obeka say onipako asho money ritual and answer because onipako ye you
and what show the implication
or chili, but it ended up bad in the end of the movie. And no obeka say oye ya na wanye
oye ti obi a ohwe movie na or pick the ones that a friend somebody obi a call money rituals knows the implications, because as at now there are a lot of things evidence a Chelsea be akwa abodam be akwa ewu they know, but yes they will go. It's just the flashy life of those kind of people and entice people to get into that. And movies has a lot of weight a influence on a whole lot of society.
Let me come back to you once again. Say obiye movie bisa, the guy starts with the money ritual thing. He gets the money but ends up bad. Some movie we are because onipakono or boy in preventing money rituals or promoting money ritual, because
the facts are what that content how the money ritual is done. It has the negative impact.
So in this case, what the Nigerian government is seeking for is anything money ritual cry.
Yeah, so
now so how would someone know say
Sammy a movie I show money ritual, but we will not yes, money so obvious. Any details to say kofa we black.
I mean, you also know a story without details.
No. There are so many ways of creating a content. You understand? And since it has become a problem, for maybe they can talk to the Nigerian film industry to hold on with such kind of content for a while. You understand? Because there stories will pop up that involves that. And now one of the things they say, if their stories are money rituals they show almost all the activities of the money rituals. You understand? You can minimize it, moderate it in some way. Yes, a bit me abwa amai. At the end of the day, what should be more relevant is the outcome of it. And as creatives, there are several ways that you can create stories, money rituals, but it won't give out more details. You understand? I think now the problem here is that they are concerned about the details of how the money ritual thing is, because kofa oba then maybe we'll see say kofa oba na ba ye twitwa oba no. In the case of this story that the minister cited, the guys actually omu twitwa a girl no.
Sorry no.
Yeah, I know it. 3 guys, teenagers, baako girlfriend omu twitwa no, like omu twitwa girl no parts nyina unity free so twitwa no.
Money ritual.
Yes, any a che. You understand? we can do away with Sani Emmanuel, then of course, since they are coming in, they might probably push in money into productions. More on educating people on the dangers of these things. They, as Omoye's story, I'm not sure say it's going to end up there.
Yeah,
it's not going to, because it's not going to end up there. They will. Yeah. And these are some of the things that we say to our people in government. Say, use the film industry as a tool to educate and then send out certain information. For all you know, if this e-levy thing was so serious and so important to the president, and can be a who serious in the maybe higher there, Abba Kofo at here. Don't talk about it. I make us we beg you.
In fact, I've seen a taxi driver who has the inscription at the back of his car. He-levy Yentia.
So sorry, he-levy Yentia, and then you see your various celebrities in a movie or a series or something, telling you the importance of paying e-levy. I'm only using it as an example. You understand? It's, you know, a movie, nobody should underrate what the movie industry can do to a society. You know, in Ghana here, if a Dube say you can't advise a producer on what to shoot to. Let Nanado and whatever minister come out with this publication or better assume sempa.
So it is one of the reasons I brought this up. In Nigeria, I know they are going to follow this to the court.
They will.
But here, the disaster rate to mobiti.
One they are selling by no better one assume you won't
in Paris well today.
Now me una this kind of man me say me try moving now be check me the me shoot. What's your there in now there mommy? We will tell you that okay, but you can't. Involved, the Nigerian government is involved with filmmaking. No, they've seen it as a good business. That's it's actually helping the country. Now, when you mention Nigeria, a fraud view, it's just music and Nollywood. And to wrap up, my information, I mean, just a group of producers. I say more. One state in Nigeria to go and shoot. For instance, everyone say, Bronhafo region in shooting movies or and a group of people want to go there. The governor there has provided a hotel for them, vans, location vans, 2 for them, and per se omu better na shoot 2 movies. Mistakes so that they will also pick some of the people there, train them in movie making, and also and also bring out your friends. That is how the Nigerians are taking this business serious. The whole government now.
And I had a who be
so how many this thing Juma
Okay, his name is Sammy Rasta. Sammy Rasta is a movie producer director here in Ghana. Now I'm moving on to Mamiko Abaso first. Tony is closer to the movie people, so I believe he might also be biased towards them. But let me go on to Abbas. Abbas is like me. We are consumers. Abbas, this story, is it a good story for society?
Yes, it's a good
story. The fact that we are now going to put a restriction, a high restriction, like in Ghana, we know this is worrying us. Movies, you guys have been promoting this. Stop! Completely.
There are first 2 things I would like to say. One, never confuse a law with a suggestion. The law doesn't suggest to you.
Okay.
It is there for all of us to abide by it, and we shall go by it. Whether you like it or not, whether you are aware of it or not, you will go by it. Whether I help you or I don't help you as a government, you will go by it. It's not funny. That's where Dan Parry as you is power from. whether you're a movie person and you're on location and you are shooting robbery scene and you haven't gun, if they don't understand it, they will pick all of you up. After investigation, they will use you. They spoil your movie budget.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. The second thing is that you who needs money and who needs support for your industry need to also know how to lobby and also know how to use the tool. Say who person obimbe fande. Why don't you create movies, series of movies with the little one that you have that suggests that the government is helping the people and create an agenda. All of you can go and sit and say, this government, we want to show politicians generally that we will discipline them. For these 3 years or for the next 4 years, we are going to push an agenda. Every movie you see is for independent candidates winning election. Independent candidate winning election. Independent candidate winning election. With the opposition parties struggling. If you push that into the mind of the people, I'm telling you, you will be shocked. If you say your tool is big enough, won't they come to you? What Hollywood is able to do for politics, for military, for whatever, they're able to push agenda. And when you see it, you know it's an agenda.
Yeah.
The recent agendas that they are pushing is on the gender thing and the LGBT thing. And when you are in this country, you even watch it without knowing.
Yeah.
And is getting the attention. And you relegate it. The strongest part of movies or content is that it's not limited to a particular year. So you may shoot in 2010, but it may be very, very relevant in 2025. And you will still get that content sold. So the movie you shot 10 years ago, a political party will come and buy it this year. And they even request you to shoot a repeat of it. There are 2 movies in the whole world I would like to reproduce. And I would like to continue their path. The first one is The Road to Kukurantumi. I've still been asking myself, how did they shot the fly shots, the bird flu shots? Because those days in 1987, the year I was born,
there was no drone.
There was no drone. So the guy is like thinking 30 years, 40 years ahead of his time. I've always tried my best to get in touch. Anytime they say it's talking here.
Is that movie in the cinemas?
For now, I'm not sure.
Kukurantumi.
The Road to Accra. The Road to Accra.
That is David.
No, it's Kinampao.
Yeah, I think so.
Kinampao. Yeah. Who was the star in it? David Donto. Yeah. Okay.
No.
David Donto was not in it.
No. It's an old.
I know it's an old movie. I know. Some Bedford movie.
Yeah. And when you watch it, the sequence, there's the level of challenge. And the second one, Diamond Ring.
Also a Ghanaian movie?
No, it's a Nigerian movie.
Okay.
Diamond Ring. It talk about spiritualities, but it never talk about the gory details of it. It talks about the worries, the aftermath. So instead of talking from the beginning of the way you enjoy and everything, the story was actually focused on the problem the entire family went through to get you freed. And even if they get you freed, the problem they will still go through getting you freed.
Diamond Ring.
Yes. It's on rituals, it's on whatever. But the woman will hunt your life, the things you need to do. Even if they encourage you to go and do it.
Okay, so you are even advising that instead of telling the people not to shoot these kind of movies, twist the story. Do it, but twist the story that it will make the thing so unattractive for anybody to try it.
That's what Diamond Ring did. Anytime I sat by and watched Diamond Ring, I tell myself, me, I will never do Sakawanda. And I've never tried it. It's not like those who are doing it are smarter than me. It's not that they can speak better than me. It's not that they can think better than me. But I've told myself, it has been programmed into my system that this is not the way to go. You get it? That's how television can program you. So me, I don't cartoons. I don't even allow my baby to watch cartoons just like that. Until I review it myself. I watch it. And I
don't allow them to watch on kids channel, the kids channel.
No. The kids channel could have started doing regulation on language. People think DSTV have detailed regulation. It's for you, the parent, to even sit down to regulate it. Even the apps, the Netflix, even the tablets that you have, even your phone. Me, my phone is under 18. Because I know my child can easily pick it. My younger ones can easily pick it.
So then you are trying now?
Yes, you need to do that consciously.
I'm doing none of what you are saying.
No, because I don't even allow myself to watch porn. Because I know how it can affect me. And it can affect
but you are not talking porn here.
No, I'm just saying. So any movie where they are going to be kissing, there are going to be some extreme stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. When I'm watching it on my phone, he blocks it.
Oh, okay.
Because I know that where the house I'm going from, there are a lot of children. If I put it down, they pick my phone.
Okay,
And
so you have actually limited it to under 18.
Yes, so my WhatsApp messages, if you send certain things on certain group, there are certain things in groups
It won't
I
come.
can't open.
I see.
When there's this current
Oxley.
bombing
okay.
and all those stuff from certain places, it was flying on social media, on WhatsApp and everything, the blast and everything. I was not able to open the videos.
I see.
I didn't go back to
After the show, I'll send you some content to see if it is true.
I'll let you see it. That's what I mean. And again,
I have some fire content after the show. I'll send it to him to be sure.
and again, one of the things a lot of people, especially us in this space, are not realizing that it's a collaborative work.
Exactly.
And it's supposed to be a conscious collaborative work. After formally, like last year, I would say I'm not bothered. But from the beginning of this year and the beginning of this opportunity, I get to worry about certain things. And now I'm getting certain understanding why the Opera Square and the so forth died. Do you know why?
No.
It's because certain people have assumed certain power to themselves. Then those who were having the problem then were the Opera Square people. Because they were the marketers, they determine the shot, and they even tell you the kind of people you should put into your movie to come and give to them.
I remember.
That is a problem because you are limiting the creativity of those people.
Yeah.
Now, what is happening now in the flip side is that those who can, for example, you are a movie producer. Now you know your way out. For example, last time Yvonne Nelson was the thing. I don't know if she also have her own app. But maybe
she doesn't.
Maybe it's
And I'm also happy to announce that Yvonne Nelson has gone back to location, starting her new movie
she's
after the
shooting.
premiere. So, Tony, when he said 2022 is looking good, I agree to that.
So one thing that's very clear is that she knows where she sells her movie. So whether in a West or in a character, so far she survives, she doesn't care about the rest. That is why after watching most of her interviews and all, that's what I realized. But you get to know that in the ecosystem, it is for your own good. That's why in the sea we have the shark, we have the whale, we have the electric fish, we have the whale. It's the whale can swallow the shark and the rest of the fish and swim in the ocean alone. But it's for your own good and for the balance of the ecosystem. That is why everybody in it needs to survive. You even need the one who produce the bad movie so that your movie can be seen as the good one.
Okay.
And you need the marketer, you need the salespeople,
The distributor.
the distributor, and you need, if you go to set, one person can actually mount lights, mount sound, come and do clip. But for appropriates, for coordination, for better use of whatever you are doing, that is why you need everybody to be assigned to it. So that the director don't become his own continuity person. The stage manager doesn't become his own script prompters and all those stuff. So that's what I'm saying is that until we or those who are in this space sit down and consciously and say, okay, Charlie, I know I'm the biggest, but still, Kojo need to survive. So let me allow Kojo to also what? Survive. It will progress. We've seen the Mokola story, and if most of them don't agree, they can challenge me, and I will try and use a year or two to provide either a documentary or a write-up on how the Opera Square survived and the death and the survival of the Opera Square.
Thank you so much, Abbas Muiz. He's a talent manager. Now he is into content marketing as well. He's giving us some detailed analysis and breakdown of how the industry is operating. Now, you have to go look for the Diamond Ring movie. I saw my guy at the other end telling me and nodding his head that, yeah, that's really a great movie. I'm yet to see it. I suck with movies though. Because of the time, like I don't see myself 1 hour 30 minutes just watching one thing. We are thinking too much, so I'll struggle today. But I'll still look for that movie if it is going to achieve the agenda that the Nigerian movie industry is trying. Because I actually saw this story important because in Ghana we also have so many things killing us, and most of these things are projected in the movies. How do we tell them to stop? Tony, will this work? In Nigeria, I know you have been following all movie industries from around the world.
Okay, so whilst we were speaking, I went back to read the article again to like really understand what is happening. And my understanding, if I'm not mistaken, is not to completely stop people from doing that. Okay. What the article is actually saying is that the censorship board is going to find ways to regulate these films. And what that means indirectly is that you can make the film. They are not telling you don't make the film, but they will regulate it to a point where they are sort of more or less like controlling how much detail you put into it, and the audience you show it to, which that's the most important part. Because and that's what censorship is all about. And even here in Ghana, regardless of all that we might think, our censorship board in some time past was strong, and now they are even reviving that through courtesy of the NFA to take classification of film very important. And it's very important. Look, these things we are crying over that they are showing Sakawa and all of that in films. When you watch Hollywood films, then you see things that would mess with your mind. Things that are beyond human understanding. There are films that have been made purposely to glorify serial killers. You know, it's a thing in America where someone just, for some reason, goes on a spree and then probably kills like 100 people. I watched several of those films. Some are actually like real life documentaries about serial killers, giving into details everything that they did. What would you say about that? You understand? But
I'm sure we have to also compare the societies.
Exactly.
Maybe the American society and our society here in Africa, the influence might be different.
That's very true. But even with that, they make very calculated efforts to censor it. So it gets to the right audience. There are certain films that when they are announced, even in Hollywood, you know very well that your kids cannot see them. They will not be allowed to go into the cinema. As a matter of fact, you could even get into trouble for allowing your kids to see those films. You see, so that's what my understanding of this situation in Nigeria is, that they are going to find ways to regulate and censor those films. So meaning if you make a film that's about money rituals, definitely the censorship board will look at the film. They will look into detail to know that, okay, this is what the film is talking about. This is the audience that the film is made for. And the only time you are at fault is if you show it to the wrong audience. Because art is such that you can't really control. You can't really like. You can't limit creativity. You can't.
Because that was what I also saw at the other side. That okay, the moment you start saying we shouldn't do this kind of movies, then you are restricting people. You are limiting their creativity.
You can't
because someone might have a serious story or a good story about money rituals.
Yes.
But now you tell me not to do it. It means you are restricting me.
Exactly. You can't limit creativity because. It's a quote I saw somewhere, I'm trying to remember, and it said in the end, it said creativity always wins. Look, you can say like you can pass a law unless we get into an authoritarian rule where there's a martial law where the creativity of art is banned in totality, and then there's a ruling that if you see you painting a picture, you get shot, or if you see you even singing a song, you can get imprisoned. Until then, creativity would always win. So, my understanding of what is happening in Nigeria now is that they are going to make their censorship board up to the tax to the point that when you release a film and it's even about ritual killing, they will look through the film, they'll probably tell you, okay, this scene is too detailed, take that scene out. Or go and reshoot that scene. Limit how graphic it is. Or in the end, they'll say, okay, this is the film, but this is the audience you must show it to, and at this time. And that's the only way to go about it. Because whether you like it or not, look, if you ban
money ritual,
people are still doing money ritual. You don't even know.
You can't stop it.
You can't stop it. I'm not interviewing. Mommy water is coming out of the water and taking people to go and do money ritual. Whether you like it or not, are you going to ban mommy water? Whether you like it or not, some of these things would always find a way to exist.
You mean they have come to stay with us?
Oh, they are there. People are Obi or cry. I'm sorry. I just remember the story. To cut it short, years ago, there was this man that approached us I used to work in a cafe. A man approached us and he was willing. I was seeing a fan call.
A Drozo.
Baby, I don't know when you're fan call.
Oh no, yesterday Chemo was also telling me the same thing, that a guy called him that. Boss, my more me person hate say I can't be on the Chemos. Oh, also your promotion. Or they when you the better Chemos say no boss, and then no matter say me come baby no say baby be here.
Chemos is science cinema.
Chemos na o come inside that way.
You see, so whether you like it or not, some of these things are there. So what the Nigerian government, and I believe they are up to the task, because when they say no film comes out in Nigeria without censorship. They are very keen on that, and it's because unless maybe you decide to film, you are showing it in some one corner, and even that one, when they catch you, you are in trouble because it's not being censored. See, Nigerian censorship is so strong that they even ban music videos from showing on. Some of the music videos we get away here in Ghana, Nigeria, they won't even see mainstream. You can't show it on TV.
Mainstream.
There are several examples that even recently.
Remember Bados?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there was they said no, you can't show this. You can't show it on TV. And you couldn't show it on TV. YouTube crowd, they were trying to find ways to restrict it from being shown in
some regions
in Ghanaian, in Nigerian space. You understand? So for them, their censorship is very strong, and that's what they are going to do. They are going to allow people to be creative and say, shoot the film, but say put the bad censorship. When you bring it to censorship, and then we look at the film and realize that you spent a whole 30 minutes in detailing into
money ritual,
how to kill somebody and chop them and use them for ritual. They will only tell you, look, go and take that scene out. Go and shoot that scene. Restructure the story. And then you allow you to release the film. And then even that, you can only show it to this specific audience at this specific time. And will be enforced. And basically that's what I believe can happen here in Ghana. Once our classification committee, people start to even feel the presence of the classification committee. Because for recent times they said, oh, they are going to do that. People should bring their music videos for classification and all of that.
They gave us a date in last year
that
they were going through it.
Challenging.
I remember. But I pen drive because the bomb with the chest. You're from moving into bed and I'm family.
That's what I'm saying, that once they start enforcing, like they've not penalized anyone.
Because they are not working.
Exactly.
So if you are not working, you cannot penalize anybody.
Once they start doing it seriously and start penalizing people, just like when the NCA started to clamp down on advertisements after 8 p.m. when they passed that directive. Initially, people were not taking it serious. Even when they started clamping down on TV stations that were showing pornography, some were being nonchalant about it. They will wait how much you want 1 a.m. and they will show the pornography. And NCA sat down and started recording all of these things. And then they started chasing them. And now you don't see that anymore. So I believe that
is a proponent of porn on national TV.
But you see, it wasn't a law. It wasn't a law. They sat down with us, and we had a great understanding.
So now you can show it.
No. We had understanding that we should help them not to show it, because there are people that were supposed to, back us and take the thing to court and all those things. There's no, you just have a regulation. There's no law binding the TV station from.
There's no law, but like I said, once the NCA started working, you don't see that anymore. So that's what
the working is also part of the dialogue there.
Yes, exactly. Because if that's even what's going to happen in the Nigerian case. They are going to dialogue with some of the producers.
Charlie, if you do this kind of, we'll give you this kind of money.
Exactly.
That's why I said it won't end there, because I see this for the minister to announce this, to make this a public thing. They have, I'm sure, they will talk to the filmmakers,
and even the story that they're talking to the
stakeholders. And even invest in some of the movies like the Abbas said,
there are even in the matters of money ritual. People are even doing money ritual without killing people. So it's still a gray area where people will still say, okay, you are doing a film about money ritual, but at the end of the day, no one gets killed in the film, or no one has to die for someone to make money. They'll go and find, like I said, Manu Ota is walking around the other day. So we just have to, we just have to, like, I mean, as creatives, it's important that whatever story that we are telling, we are honest to the story, and then pay attention to how the story affects society. It has its good and bad effect. Like I said, these documentaries I've watched about serial killings in abroad. It got to a point. There's this particular, I've forgotten that serial killer. When his issue came out, and then they made a documentary about it, he became popular. Ladies were writing him letters whilst he was in prison. Someone who has killed dozens of women. He became. There's always a way that these stories affect people. But as a creator as a creative person, when you are telling those stories, you have to look at it in all angles and look at what message exactly you are trying to communicate. If your message making a film about money rituals is that at the end money rituals is not good, then you must make sure that you tell the story in a way that by the end, when I watch the film, like he said, with a diamond ring, I remember that film very well, vaguely. When he mentioned it, it took my mind back to some of the scenes, and I understand why he's saying that film made him decide never to get involved in Sakara and stuff like that. So as a creative, when you want that, this is the message I'm communicating, that I don't want people to do money ritual. You have to tell the story that in the end, when I watch the film and I'm even into money ritual, you'll
not be encouraged to do it again.
Exactly. And then that means the film has achieved its purpose. Okay. And then it becomes a creative tool that shapes society. So I think it's not something to limit or close down. To answer your question, it's not something that would close down filmmaking or something that would affect productivity for filmmakers.
Brasami, again, just to say, there's this quick one, two things I want to say about the creative, especially the producers and the directors. They like when everybody is doing this spiritual. Then there's a second one with the
Ghana problem.
Then the second one with the writers and also the producers and the director themselves. Instead of they will say, oh, Bonia, but Bonino actually they want to talk about. They only shoot 3 scenes or 4 scenes about it. Then the Bonia Omun Peso which is the bad you don't want to actually say. You might shoot 30 scenes of it. Or no, they started part 1, part 2, part 3, part 7, part 10. Part 10.
We drew part 10.
But films like Diamond Ring, from the word go, you were in the problem. So you were solving problem back to back. When you didn't get the problem solved, there was still a problem and implication for the one who is helping you solving the problem.
All right, Sammy, finally, what are you adding to this? We are wrapping up with the first segment.
I also agree with the fact that creativity, you cannot limit it.
Okay.
A movie like Avatar was a movie for Africans.
Oh,
it was how the white colonized Africa. That is the concept too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that is it.
People didn't get it.
You will know. Yeah. So it's a creative piece. Or how the whites Africa. Or no being a white man, but you see how baby or the fire. You can always create something out of the situation. And you say what share details, because I know say James Cameron director. It can bring a lot of problems. Yes, or racist, but you need to think. What I say, Avatar is colonization. How a white treat Africans. So there are various ways that we can do this.
All right, guys, thank you so much, and I'm so happy for the education in the movie industry today. I keep telling you that whatever we promise you guys, we surely deliver. So some 2 weeks ago, we promised that every Wednesday we do some deep insight into the movie industry. And Tony Asankoma, Sammy Rasta, and a man like Abbas Muiz, they have been fantastic.